Hey everyone, Mr. Montgomery again. We are still working on Unit 8 today. We're on Lesson 8-6, which means Unit 8, Lesson number 6. Boom. And today we are going to be starting on page 345 in our Volume 2 Robot Turtle book. Okay, so if you do not have this page open, make sure you pause the video, get your Robot Turtle book, get to this page, and then hit play. So if the video is still rolling, I'm going to guess that you have your books open and you're all ready to go. So let's read this problem together. I'll zoom in just a little bit here. All right. So it's saying to use cubes and stuff, but we're going to use what we learned last time, where we're going to make the 10 sticks and the ones circles. Okay, so for 10 we're going to make this stick right there, and for the ones we will make these little circles right here. Okay, nothing too crazy. So it says show 2 different ways to make the number 28. Draw each way in the space below. Well, we can do that. We definitely know one way how to make the number 28 with our 10 sticks and our 1 circles, right? Because we just look at each place value and draw that many of each one. So we look at our tens place. I'm going to get the color blue, and I'm just going to put a little box around it. This is our tens place number. I'm trying to be really careful. And what number is in our tens place? The number 2. So that means we draw how many 10 sticks? We draw 2 10 sticks. 1, 2. Okay, now I'm going to switch to red. I like using red for my ones. So now we look at our ones place. How many ones do we have? Well, we see a number 8. So how many one circles should we draw for our number 8? Of course, 8. The answer is in the question, right? So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right? And of course, we know that this is one way that we can make the number 28 with a drawing, right? We have 2 10s and we have 8 ones. Right? Because in the number 28, there's 2 in the tens place and 8 in the ones place. I know right now you're thinking this is super easy. Of course we know this. Of course we've already learned this. But can you think of another way we could try to draw the number 28 using 10 sticks and the 1 circles? Let's work through this one together. Okay? So let's work on our tens first. What if we just had 1 10 stick, and then we took this this other 10 and we broke it into a whole bunch of little pieces. So we know that each 10 stick has 10 pieces, right? It takes 10 of these little dots to make 1 stick, 1 10 stick. So if we broke apart one of these 10 sticks, how many circles do we have to draw? Okay, well, if you're listening closely, you heard me say that it breaks into 10 pieces, right? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to pretend we're going to break this into a bunch of pieces. And we're going to replace it with some ones, right? Broke it into a whole bunch of ones pieces, which means we draw 10 pieces. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, but we don't have the number 28 yet. Right now we have the number 20. We have a 10 and then 10 ones. So 10, 20. And to make the number 28, we got to look back at our ones place and say, you know, how many more ones do we need? Well, we just need 8. So we can actually draw 8 more ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. See how they look totally different, and it almost looks like they make a different number, but they don't. They still have the same number of parts. This has 2 10s and 8 1s. You can count on, right? 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And you can do the same thing over here, right? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So they both have a total of 28. We have 28 over here, and we still made 28 over here. All we did was make it look a little different. So what we're really going to focus on today, guys, excuse me, what we're really going to focus on today is how to make the same numbers with different 1s and 10s. That's it. So no matter what, we're going to be making the same numbers on both sides. And there's even another way we can make 28. Can you think of one more way we can make 28? I'll give you a hint. It has to do with breaking this 10 stick. If you said to break this 10 stick into 10 pieces, you're absolutely right. Now this next part, you don't have to draw or erase anything, but I definitely wanted to show you guys this one quick thing. So if we were to take this 10 stick and break it up into a whole bunch of pieces, watch this. I could even break that down and put how many more 1s. I would put 10 more 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we still have the same number of pieces, the same total. Either way, we have 28. And if you're a little confused by this, watch us. Maybe this will help clear things up. You could even circle these 1s into groups, right? See how I'm circling just groups of 10? And you can kind of see that we have 2 sets of 10 and then some 1s left over. We just made it look different by breaking everything into 1s. So there's just a couple different ways we can do this. Let's go on to our next page. Let's talk about it just a little bit more, or we're going to do some practice, okay? Alright everyone, so hopefully you turn to the next page. We are now on page 346. So just turn the page once in your workbook and you should be on the correct page. Alright? So before we even start with these problems over here, I thought it'd be a great idea this time to look at this little box on the side, and it says, "Convince me." So this is going to be a little extra practice problem that we're going to work on together, okay? It says, how could you break apart 24 using only 1 10? So if you're only using 1 10, that means the rest of them have to be 1s. So we can do this in 2 steps, okay? I want to make sure I show you guys this problem in 2 steps because it might be a little bit easier to understand. But then I will also make sure I kind of go over it again from the start where maybe you don't want to use 2 steps. Maybe you're like super smart and you just want to learn the quicker step. I'll show you both ways. Okay? So the first way I like to do this is to use the way I'm comfortable with making the number 24. So I look at the tens place and it has the number 2, so I'm going to make 2 10s. And then I look at the ones place and I see it says 4. So I'm going to make 4 1s. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? I just made the number 24. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a little bubble by itself. because this is my little answer that I know is correct. I know that I put 2 10s down because there's a 2 in the tens place, and 4 1s because there's a 4 in the ones place, right? Easy peasy. But if I want to show a new way we can make 24, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break apart one of these 10s. So in a little spot next to it, I'm going to draw that first 10 because I'm keeping one of them. And I am breaking apart this other 10. So if I break this 10 apart, how many circles do I need to draw? I need to draw 10 because 10 circles make one of these 10 sticks. So let's do that first. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so I broke apart my one group of 10 and turned it all into ones. Now the last step is to finish drawing the rest of these ones that we had in the first place. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 24 over here, right? And now we also made 24 over here. It just looks different. That's all. And you can even count on to double check your answer. So here, if we count by 10s first, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here. Start with our 10s. 10. Now count on by 1s. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. They both have 24. But let's get a little crazy now, and let's see if we can create a third way that we can make 24. So we already answered this question, and we made the number 24 using only 110. But let's try to push ourselves a little bit harder and see if we can think of one more way. Can you think of one more way to make the number 24? I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you guys try this on your own because we kind of talked about it on the last page. So I'll give you a quick second to go ahead and try to make the number 24 in a different way right below. Okay, now for this part, I know it may not have been long enough of a pause, but I don't want there to be a super long pause in the video. If you're still working, do me a favor, hit that spacebar real quick, okay? Hit the spacebar, pause the video, take your time, alright? Take your time. Try this out. Have fun with it. Now, if you're all done, we're going to keep rolling through. Now, another way we could do this is by also breaking apart this last 10. So if we break apart this 10 stick, how many circles do we need to draw to replace it? We need to draw 10 circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now we got to look back to see how many more circles we got to draw. Right? So we have 10 here. We had another set of 10 circles right here. So we need 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we just have these 4 left over down here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, it looks different, but this still makes the number 24 also. So we have 24 drawn one way here, the way that we already learned with 2 10s and 4 1s. We made 24 over here with just 1 10, and then the rest are 1s. And then we can also make the number 24 with, all 1s. So there's 3 different ways we can make 24. 3 entirely different ways. okay? I know it might look a little goofy, but we're going to practice through this, okay? No worries, no worries. Now, if we look at number 1, let's see what on earth they have us doing over here. So for number 1, there are 2 parts. They show us how to do the first part. Alright, so at first it said 34 is how many tens? Well, 1, 2, 3. So that's where they got the number 3. And how many ones? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 ones. Sorry about that, guys. My computer's lagging on me a little bit. Okay, so on this second part, all they did was they took one of these tens and they broke it into 10 pieces. So now they're asking, how else can we make the number 34? And just use the picture to help you real quick, alright? So go ahead and finish this one on your own. I'll give you guys a quick minute. Alright, if you're not done, pause the video, okay, and take your time with this. If you are done, we're going to go check this out. So, they're saying, how many tens do we have in this picture up here? Well, 1, 2, and that's where they got this number 2. And then they're asking, how many ones do we have now since we broke apart one of these tens? Well, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So now we have 14 ones. Okay, but I still feel like we just need one more practice problem. So now let's go to our next page, page 347. And we're just going to try one more. You're going to try it on your own, and then we'll go over it together before I give you your independent work. Next page that we're on, everyone, we're just going to do one more practice problem, and then I promise you'll do your independent work. So the page we're on now is 347. And we're actually going to do this whole number 2 part up here. And you're going to try this one all on your own. Okay, I'm going to read it to you so you know exactly what we're doing. It says, write 2 ways to break apart the number 21. Actually, let me zoom in just a smidge here. Alright, so they kind of did the hard work for us. They already show us one way to make 21, and they show us how you can break it apart. What they want you to do is to make sure you write down how many tens and ones are being used for each way you can show the number 21. I'll give you guys a few moments to try this one on your own. So just remember, the first part is our tens, that first space. The second space is the ones, and that is on both parts of the problem. Alright, if you are all done with this problem, we're going to move on. If you're not done, do me a favor, take your time. Do not rush. Pause the video, hit the space bar for a moment, work on the problem on your own. And then once you're done, play the video, and we're going to work through the answer together. But if the video is still playing right now, I'm guessing you are all done with this problem, and you're ready to check to make sure your answers are correct. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's look at the first part. For number 21 is how many tens and ones? Well, let's count them. 1, 2. So we have 2 tens. And how many ones? Well, just 1. So we have 2 10s and 1 1. For this other way, we can make 21. Let's see how many 10s. 1, right? So 1 10. Then how many 1s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So some of you might have actually done some mental math for this last one, where you might be thinking, okay, well, if we have to break apart this 10 and it's brought over here, we know that we have 10 more pieces with our 1s, so 10 plus 1 is 11. Just a little mental math thing you might be doing. If you are, awesome. If not, and you're counting each of these cubes, that's fine too. That's okay too. Whatever you have to do to make sure you get the right answer that you're comfortable with, keep on doing it. Alright, now if you are not in my class, make sure you stop the video, let your teacher know that you are all done, just in case they have a different independent activity they want you to do on your own. Now for my friends, I'm going to show you exactly what your independent practice is for right now. Alright, my class, so here is your assignment. If you go to our Google Classroom, that man in the blue box, and then go to classwork, at the very top it says 8-6 practice, and it will take you to the IXL website, and I want you to try doing your best on here. Now, it might look a little different, so I'm going to show you a couple. 97 is 9 10s and 7 1s, which is another way to make 97. Is it 8 10s and 17 1s, 8 10s and 7 1s, and it gives you, some other choices. But we know it's 8 10s and 7 1s, because you take one of those 10s away from the 9, it has to go to the 1s place. Let's do just one more. There's going to be a couple like this. Let's see, 92 is 9 10s and 2 1s. And just remember, if you accidentally give the wrong answer, it will show you the correct way to solve it. Okay? So make sure you check that out, and it will read it to you. It will read every single thing to you that you need. Okay? So give that a try. Try your very best to get at least an 80 on this, at least 80%. That would be awesome. If you want to really go for that 100, I have no problem with that. Try to go for that 100. If you guys have any questions, please make sure that you let me know. And I hope that you guys understand the material. I hope the video helped you. So that's it. I'll see you guys next time, and I hope you all have a great day.